About box and whisker plots. We've got this making predictions from samples. You know what? Let's review Friday's stuff first. Friday we talked about samples and populations. Hand in the air. From this problem, what's the population of this survey? The big, huge, we want to know out of all of these people, what's the population? Nicole, what do you think? Yeah, the whole school. In that problem, guys, how many students are in this school? Yeah, say it again. How many?
1,000.
Okay, we're going to need that. So we've got two samples. One sample for survey 1. Guys, nice on that. Who did they talk to for survey 1? Kelsey, who did they talk to? Ooh, where did they get these students? Do you think that's a pretty good sample?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty good sample. All right, survey 2. Who did they talk to for survey 2 out of the whole school? 50 athletes. Well, what are they asking them? Yeah, they're asking, should we get a new soccer field? So they talked to 50 students in the lunchroom, 50 athletes, and then let's go through it. So right here, letter A, this is not on your notes, so you have plenty of room to show your work. Remember, Miss Stephen always likes you to show your work. So here we go. It says, use the results of each survey to predict the number of students in the whole school that are in favor of building a new soccer field. Let's just start with survey 1. Survey 1, do you remember who did they talk to for survey 1? Lunchroom people. How many lunchroom people did they talk to? 50. Will you grab your calculators? This will probably be the only time we use them for this example. Add it up. Make sure this adds up to the 50 students they were supposed to talk to. 17 said yes, 25 said no, 8 said not sure. Add them up. Does that really equal 50? Nod your heads if it does. Okay. So out of the 50, how many said yes, we want a new soccer field? Okay, write this on your notes. We've got 17 yes. Out of how many did they talk to? How many did they talk to? They talked to 50. Now we want to know out of the whole school. How many students are in the school? 1,200. So should that go in the numerator or the denominator? Why the denominator? You all said denominator, but how come? How come, Sarah? Perfect. Yeah, it's the population. So she said, well, the 50 was all together, so the 1,200 should be all together. Put your X right here. Let's solve it. So 17 times 1,200, divide that by 50. You guys agree with me? Brandon on his head. All right, 408. I'm just going to sneak it on the graph. Out of survey 1, the whole school estimate would be 408 students. Nod your heads. That makes sense? Pretty good number for an estimation. Okay, let's do the exact same thing, but for survey number 2. So survey number 2, how many said, yes, we want a new soccer field? 32 said yes. Wait, who did they talk to on survey 2? Athletes. All right, so 32 said yes. 32 athletes out of how many athletes did they talk to? Yeah, they talked to 50. We're going to find out an estimation for how many in the whole school would say yes. So whole school is 1,200. Put your variable right here. Grab your calculator and solve it. Make sure you write this up on your notes. So we have 32 times 1,200. Divide that by 50. I got 768. Nod your head. Anybody agree with me? 768. Courtney agrees. 68. That's a lot. Do you agree with me? So if we're looking at the athlete survey, 768. Letter B. Letter B says, which prediction is more reliable? And then can you explain? Do we think the lunchroom students is more reliable or the athlete student is more reliable? Which one would you go from to decide, should we build a new soccer field? Kylie, what are you thinking? Kylie said the lunchroom, so let me put that. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to say lunchroom people, lunch people. All right, Kylie, but can you explain why do you think that was more reliable?
Because it's more random, and with the student athletes, they want more places to play soccer because they're athletes.
I like that. Okay, she said it's more random. Nod your heads to agree that's more random if we talk to lunchroom. And she said if you're just talking to athletes, they're probably going to be for it because they'd want a better place to play soccer. Thumbs up. Do we agree with that one? We good? All right, here we go. Calculators away. Let's start our box and whisker plot. Okay, first, I made one already for you. This is what it looks like. Give me a thumbs up if you agree that looks weird. baby? Yeah, it's like, because you know, okay, sign language for whiskers is this. It's like a cat pulling on its whiskers. So I just think away from the box, that's a whisker. Now you know sign language whisker. Alright, so here we go. You need to know some key words for box and whisker plots. 5 of them. Guys, what's this one? Say it again. What's this one? Alright, before I tell you anything, does anybody know one of these from the boys box and whisker plot? Comparing heights. Girls box and whisker plot. Comparing heights. What is the minimum? Can you raise your hand and tell me? And you'll have to tell me boys or girls. Which one are you looking at? Okay, Kelsey, which one? What are you thinking? Girls 61. I'm going to grab this tool and I would say the minimum is right there. Do you agree? So the smallest height for a girl is 61 inches. So shout out, what about the boys? So we could say minimum could go right there too, right? Okay, so minimum, you've got that one. Anybody want to try another one of our 5 vocab words? All right, Zach, you want to try another one? Maximum. Maximum for boys. So how many of you agree? All right. So keep going, Zach. What's the maximum for girls? 70. How many of you looking at box and whisker? I can see minimum, I can see maximum. Do you see those ones? Okay, so these 2, you got them. Yikes, 3 more. You guys want to try these ones? Sarah, which one do you want to try? Quartile 1. What do you think? For boys 65? Sarah, you got it. Do you see that? Quartile 1 is definitely 65. Good work. All right, I want someone else to tell me quartile 1 for girls then. Which one is quartile 1 for girls? Maddie, what do you think? It is. She said 63. That's quartile 1 right there. Good work. Okay, so you get quartile 1. 2 more to go. Dana, which one do you want to do? Median. What do you think?
For boys, it's 67.
For boys, it's 67. What do you think? He got it. Xander, so what is it for girls?
65.
65. Okay, so we've got median. Then we want to try the last one, quartile 3. Charles, what do you think? Perfect. Good job. You said boys 67, guys 69. How many of you? Okay, I got it. 5 vocab words. Just looking at it, does that make sense? Pretty good. All right. Here we go. Moving on. Wait, before we move on, compare these 2. Who's usually taller, boys or girls? Boys compared to this data, taller, right? We have no idea what age these boys and girls are. Now, as far as quartile 1 goes from here to here. Do you know how much of the graph, what percentage of the graph quartile 1 is? Okay, are you ready? If you split this into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, does that help? What percentage would just quartile 1 be if there's only 4 total pieces? Nicole, what do you think? It is 25%. So quartile 1 is always 25% of the whole data. Okay, I'm going to stretch your brains a little bit. So, what if I didn't ask quartile 1 and I asked about quartile 3? Quartile 3 covers this much, because this right here is quartile 3. How much is just this piece? 25. What would this one be? 50. What would that one be? So quartile 3 covers this much of the graph. How many? I think I got that. Okay, let's go plot. The first thing you always have to do is line up the data from least to greatest. What do you have to line up the data as, guys? Guess what? I did it for you. You're welcome. So start writing. Put it in order. Least to greatest. It's right underneath it. It says arrange the data. So the smallest, the youngest park volunteer is 13. Guys, how old is the oldest park volunteer? 65. So right now we're just writing them in order. I did it for you. So put them in order first. You have to go least to greatest. Okay, you almost ready? Okay, I'm going to flip the page, but I'm pretty sure it's on the next page too. Okay, now we have to make a decision. You always have to start at 0, and then your graph has to be in order. We can't jump around like 0 from all of a sudden to 100. So we've got to decide, with our park volunteers, do we want to count by 2s, 5s, 10s, 20s? What do you want to do? We've got this line graph at the bottom. You want to do 5s? Do we have room for 5? I don't know if I have room for 5s. If we have to get all the way to, or should we do 10s? I'm okay with that. So this is at the bottom of your notes. Do you see it? So start with 0. We're going to follow Gloria. Count by 10. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and I'm just going to add 70, even though the oldest is 60. All right, youngest. Who's the youngest? What age is the youngest? 13. Which one of our 5 vocab words is the number 13 on this? Good job, Gabe. It's the minimum. So let's 13 right here-ish. I'm just going to write minimum above it so I remember. All right, another vocab word, maximum. Which one of these numbers is our maximum? Who's the oldest? 60. So let's put that on our box and whisker. So go above it with a dot. Let's practice our vocab word, maximum. Okay, let's do median next. What are we going to do next, guys? Okay, now box and whisker plots, you always go above the graph, so make sure you're going above it. Median, this is where you bounce it out with your fingers. Or I like to cross them off because sometimes I get confused. So, first, last, first, last, first, last, first, last, first, last. Uh-oh. Median has to be between 20 and 21. What's in the middle? Literally in the middle of 20 and 21. Charles, what is it? Okay, now can we round the 20.5? No, you don't want to because you literally want the median. So let's think of the median as 20.5. Okay, so go back to your line graph and let's graph the point 20.5. So like right here. This is our median. Okay, we're still missing 2 vocab words. Can we raise your hand and tell me what are the 2 that we're missing? Go ahead, Nicole. Q1 and Q3. Do you remember what the Q stand for, guys? Quartile. Okay, watch the board, watch the board. This is how you find quartile 1 and quartile 3. Come back to your data, it's already arranged. Quartile 1 is start of the median, but was this median part of our data? No, so go back to the one right below it, and you have to find the middle of those ones. So you've got to do a median of just this part of the data. So first and last, first and last. Uh-oh, what's in the middle of 15 and 17? All right, so 16 is our quartile 1. Uh-huh. So quartile 3 started at your median, but was this median part of our data? No, so let's start with 21. So first, last, oh no. Guys, what's in the middle of 48 and 52? If you're not quite sure, you've got the number line up here on the board, so you can bounce it right here. What is it, 48, 52? Bounce, bounce. Yeah, I think 50 is right smack in the middle. So quartile 3 is going to be 50. Okay, come down here. Quartile 1 is 16, so like right here. Up here I'm going to put a Q1. Quartile 3 is 50. Put a dot. I'm going to put a Q3 so I remember. You are so almost done. We've got everything except for the box and the whisker. Okay, the box goes from quartile 1 all the way to quartile 3. So cut quartile 1. And then go all the way to quartile 3 and cut it and come back and make a box. Okay, you got that down? And then split this one, go right down the middle of the median. There's our box. Whiskers, show me sign language for whiskers. Do you know what it is? Yeah, so just draw the line right here. There's a whisker. There's a whisker. Congratulations, your first box and whisker plot. How many of you, I feel pretty good compared to the board? Does yours look pretty good? Okay, questions. What percentage is just this piece? What percentage is this? What about this to this? Huge, right? And then the whole thing would be 100%. All right, good work. Flip over your notes. We're going to take a break. This is not on your notes, but I want to make sure this makes sense. Box and whiskers. This is called a double box and whisker plot. What is it called, guys? Double. Okay, why is it called double? There's Two of them. Makes sense, yeah? So trucks is above the car. So when you make a double, you've got to have one box and whisker above the other one. Okay, let's look at what they're talking about. First, what's the minimum amount for trucks? 14, perfect, 14 miles per gallon. What's the maximum for trucks? 26 miles per gallon. Okay, let's see if this part makes sense to you. It says the third quartile is 23 miles per gallon. So right here, do you agree that this is 23? All right, third quartile is 23, so it's saying 25% of the trucks get 23 miles per gallon or more. Does that make sense? So what they're saying is if you're just looking at this piece all by itself is 25%. Do you agree with that logic? Okay, what about this one? It's saying the first quartile for cars is 23 miles per gallon. So do you agree in this, that's quartile 1? Okay, so 75% of the cars get 23 miles per gallon or more. Do you agree with that? Look at what they're talking about. They're saying if you start at 23 and you use all of this data, if you put all that together, do you agree that's 75%? I agree with that, because how much is this little guy? That's what I said by itself. Nod your heads, that makes sense. Okay, our first double box and whisker plots is on your notes on the back side. Let's put these in order. So take your data, go from least to greatest. So Mr. Smith's, least to greatest. And then Miss Higsby's, least to greatest. Should we do this together? Okay, I'm going to need your help. What's the lowest score in Mr. Smith's class? Oh, I heard 50. All right, 52. Do you know the next one yet? Then what?
No, it's 68.
Oh, 68? Then what?
69.
Oh, I see it. 69. Then what? 71. Got it. Now what? 72. Okay. Got it. Okay. What's after 73? 75. Okay. Now what? Okay. And another 76. I'm so glad you caught that. 2 76s. And then it looks like 78. Okay. And then 82. And then 2 84s. Got it. And then I think 86, 87, 88. Okay, let's stop there and let's do our 5 vocab words. Just of Mr. Smith's class, what's the minimum? Okay, I would just put MIN right underneath it. So minimum, what's the maximum? Okay, put that right underneath it. Let's do median next. Grab your fingers and start bouncing to the middle. I don't really want to cross them out this time, so I'm going to bounce. Wait, I got 76 and 76 in the middle. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So what's in the middle?
76.
All right, so 76 is our median. Okay, do you remember how to do quartile 1? Quartile 1. Now this 76, use this 76, the first 76, and then start bouncing to the middle. So first, last, first, last, first, last. Uh-oh. What's between 71 and 72? Do you want to round on this one? Literally leave it at 71.5. That's our quartile 1. Okay, and then quartile 2, use this 76, bounce, bounce. First, last, first, last, first, last. Uh-oh, what's in the 84 and 84? All right, quartile 3 is 84. We're halfway done. Now do the exact same thing, but for Mrs. Higsby's class. So put Mrs. Higsby's in order, and then identify your 5 vocab words. Okay, help me out. What's the lowest score in Higsby's class? 65, then what?
71.
Then what? 76, got it. 78, got it. 79, okay. 82, keep going. 85. Anybody past 85 yet? 85 again? Okay, now what? Okay, anybody past 86? Okay, keep going, you're doing great. Another 88. Okay. 90, and there's two of them, right? So two 90s. 93, 94, 96. Whew, did we miss any? Are we done? Nice and loud. Which one is the minimum? Which one is the maximum? Alright, min, max. You ready for the median? Star balancing. First. Okay, make sure I did this right. I got between 85 and 86. Do you agree with me? What is it between 85 and 86?
5.5.
Okay, so that's our median. Whoa. Did you see what I wrote? That was crazy. 85.5 for our median. Okay, for quartile 1. For quartile 1, do we use this last 85? You are going to use it because it's right before the median. So start balancing. So first and last, first and last, first and last. Oh, I got between 78 and 79. What's in the middle? Alright, quartile 1, 78.5. Quartile 3, start with this 86. So first, last, first, last, first, last. Oh, that's nice. What is quartile 3? Okay, are you ready to put this on a graph? Stop and think about this. Do you want to count in 2s, 5s, 10s, 20s? What do you want to count in? Look at I started you on a line graph. There's not tons of room on there. I'm kind of wondering if we should do 20s. Does anybody agree with me? Okay, get your line graph ready. I want to copy this and put it on the next page. Get your line graph ready and start counting by 20s. Maybe not. Take a picture of it. Perfect. Your line graph ready? Have you counted by 20s? Back to this line graph. And I'll just move this up a little. Oh, I have all the data. Big though. All right, box and whisker plot above the other bar. What if we let's put Mr. Smith's class above. So get ready, put this nice and high on your line graph. So Mr. Smith, the minimum, oh, I've got to label it first. How we count by 20s. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So Mr. Smith, his minimum was 52. So maybe like right here. And let's put min under it. Practice our vocab. What's his maximum, guys? 88. So 90 would be like right here in the middle. So let's go right below the middle. Here's our maximum. What's the median? For Mr. Smith, what is it? I agree, 76. So 70 is right between 60 and 80. Let's go a little bit above. So here's our median. Right, quartile 1, we decided 71.5. So right below that, I'm going to put above it. Quartile 1. Quartile 3 is 84. So it's got to be like right here for quartile 3. All right, all you're missing is the box and the whiskers. Box goes from quartile 1 to quartile 3. So split your quartile 1, and then go to quartile 3, split it. Don't forget to split the median too. Okay, whiskers. Show me sign language for whiskers. I want to see it again. So cute. All right. Come out. Come out. There you go. That's Mr. Smith's. Maybe we should write that. Let's just put Smith. Okay, did you leave yourself enough room to do Higsby's right below it? Okay, go for it. I'll do it on the board if you want to match it. I'm going to change the colors. So let's see. Higsby's minimum, 65. So 70, like right here. Minimum. Maximum, 96. So that's 90, a little bit past it. Maximum. Median, 85.5. That'd be 90 in the middle. Like right there, median. Quartile 1, we said 78.5. 75, so really close to 80. Quartile 3, 90, so right in the middle. And then box it up. Split your quartiles. Oh. And then your whiskers. How'd you guys do? How many have a double pretty close to mine? Yeah?